So, hi, I'm Taylor Stocker. I'm here on behalf of Nerve Radio to interview Mike McKenzie about his new single Homesick and his debut album I'd Wait Again.
How's it going? You all right?
Yeah. So, you've got less than 48 hours to go until the debut album drops. How are you feeling?
Good. I'm excited. It's been like a long time coming. So I think that's even where the like album title came from. It's like I'm like 36. I'm like just got signed for the first time. I'm kind of like maybe like older to be new kind of thing.
Yep.
But I think like I've had my whole kind of life to write these songs and like piece together what the album was going to be. And so yeah, so now it just feels like the right time to do it. And I love this album. I love this record so
hmm
much that it's like, oh, it was definitely like worth the wait. And I'd like most certainly like wait again. So it was like that's kind of where the title of the album came from. So I'm feeling excited, but I'm feeling like ready, if that makes
hmm
sense.
It's a
Yeah.
long time coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like a big, like doing an album is like a huge milestone for like any artist, but like
hmm
and to do it kind of this way and to sort of so I'm like working with like a new little label, Metro 13, and Marty Haley's produced the record, and we it's like 12 tracks, so it's like so much music, which is
Yep.
fun because it meant we could like play in like all these different spaces and kind of, produce songs that are like influenced by my whole life of listening to everything from like pop to like country to like musical theater to like indie to folky stuff. So it's sort of a big combo of everything. So I'm just like excited for it to be in the world and people to hear it
I
and get to
bet.
see all the different spaces that I'm like in at the moment
Yeah.
musically.
No, I bet. I think the name that you went with, I'd Wait Again, is probably the best name you could have given it because it's been a long time coming. It's got all your tracks from like where you started. I think this is the perfect way to like debut and like get all your stuff out there.
Nice, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries. Well, the latest song you released was Homesick, so we're here to talk about that one as well. I loved that song. I thought it was so relatable. Can you tell the listeners a little bit more what like it's about?
Sure, it's I mean it's definitely one of my more like back to sort of Americana folk kind of
Mhm.
roots with it. It's like got a
Nice.
little country vibe to it, which is fun. But the way that it was written, it was we'd already started recording the album, and I was like rehearsing for a thing and found a chord and was like, huh. And then Homesick just kind of spilled out.
Mhm.
And I like literally wrote in like 45 minutes. It was just my brain just like like just putting all of those feelings somewhere. I think my songwriting is kind of diary entries a
Mhm.
little, and
Yeah.
then so this one in particular was very much like where I was at that day in that moment, and because it was all written kind of in one, I think it's like I don't know. There's songs on the album that are like 8, 9 years old, and then
Mhm.
there's like this song which was like during the recording process was born.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, with the album, it's got like everything. But for Homesick, sorry, going back to Homesick, is like, yeah, I think it's like about being slightly older, like not no,
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
having that like unfiltered confidence of youth, while doing this new project with like a team of people instead of it just being me and independent and
Mhm.
like all these other musicians involved in making the record sound so good that it was like a bit of a self-reflection on where I was at the time. And then
Mhm.
because it was quite serious, I was like, but we should dress this up fun. Like we should
Mhm.
dress this
Yep.
up like a bit more upbeat and hopeful because I guess ultimately taking a minute to step back and look and reflect is gonna be hopeful because it's gonna be useful because it's then you've taken a minute to appreciate or dissect or like
Mhm.
kind of consider where you are. So it's like, yeah, it's like verse lyrics kind of
Yep.
heavy a little, and then
Mhm.
like chorus we're like, but we're good, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, and then what was really lovely was like to have that as one of the singles for the album because it was just such a new track. So it really feels like I'm like there's a bit of me at every stage in my musical career
Mhm.
on this album, right up to like literally while we're recording it. Yeah, I love the song though, and it's definitely back to those kind of Americana folky roots, acoustic guitar, like
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I love that. You said like so the album's sort of like everything from like your career. And then so I was like looking at one of the lines in Homesick, and it's when I hear your name, I get homesick. And the way I sort of like trying to like research you and get through that, I was like, well, maybe it's like you're looking at yourself from once the album's released, and then looking about what like you used to be as like a kid. And I thought that kind of like really came through in the song.
Oh, cool. I love that because I think like music is so open to interpretation and like
Hmm.
music means different things to so many different people. But that's exactly what it means to me. That it's yeah, it's about missing, I think, or thinking that I miss, and maybe
Yeah.
is more accurate, the things that would give me that confidence and the things that
Hmm.
are just like I don't like I'm just going to do whatever I want kind of thing and it'll be what it is, whereas like I don't know, there's more consideration maybe I think now, or I feel find myself
Yeah.
having more consideration about some of the decisions creatively. So yeah, it was like yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got it bang on. That's exactly what I wrote it
Perfect.
about. But yeah, lots of people are like, "Oh, is it like are you like missing so? Is it like is it like a
Hmm.
breakup song?" And you're like, "Miss." I'm like, actually, it's about kind of missing some of that old spark that I used to
Yeah.
have. But then also, I just have it in a different way now. So it's not gone. It's just changed, and it's sort of miss it because you don't recognize that it's just looks different now.
Yeah.
Maybe
No, I
if
like
that
that.
makes sense.
I feel like any listener can interpret it any way they want, and it still be just as an amazing song. But yeah. So you signed with Metro 13 a couple months ago,
Yes.
and now
Yeah.
you've got the new album coming out. It's got 12 tracks, and I released three singles so far. So what are you excited for people to hear on the album that they've not heard yet?
I think so there's probably a couple of songs. There's like
Hmm.
one is Hide and Seek, and I've played it a few times live, and it's
Hmm.
this sort of it's like my like coming out story when I was like 16. It's like New
Yeah.
Year's Eve. It's like setting the scene, and it's very much like the beginning of kind of I think me existing in my most sort of authentic way
Hmm.
and sort of accepting and embracing that part of me. And then and so the fact that that's on the record, like I'm really excited because it's like again like this is almost like a retroactive coming of age
Yep.
album at like 36.
Hmm.
Like so it's like I love that there's a track that's literally about me at like 16 years old coming
Hmm.
out. And then the other one has got to be Breathe You In, which is I've
Yep.
been playing it live for ages, and I like always end the set with it, and everyone sings along, and it's like that sort of like arm around each other, swaying,
Yeah.
like having a nice time, like and a feel good love song, like just like feel good moment. And that's the last track on the album, and
Hmm.
it closes out the whole thing, and it's got
Hmm.
like a string quartet on it and brass sections, and we like just dressed it up so like lush and romantic, and I just
Hmm.
love it. So I think like I'm nervous because people know it one way from live,
Yep.
and it's not like drastically different, but it's obviously like much grander and like there's loads of yeah, the production on it is just stunning. I love it so much. So yeah, I think I'm really excited for that. To
Hmm.
people to hear that in its latest incarnation, I guess.
Amazing. Well, I've had the album before it's been released. I listened to Homesick, and once I was listening to it, I just sort of envisioned like a love story. I would love to see a music video with that song. I think it would be like so cute.
I mean, I would love to do some visual stuff. I think the plan is like, so album comes out and then I'm going on tour, so I'm going to be playing
Hmm.
like all the way through May from like Tane to like in the Highlands all the way down to like
Yeah, yeah,
Devon,
yeah.
basically. And it's like a mixture of like house concerts and like regular venues and showcase things, and like I'm just like bopping about in my little camper van
Yeah.
is like a generous description. It's like a
Mhm.
little tiny little car with like basically a fold down flat bed area in the back.
Nice.
But yeah, I think like what'll be fun with the once the tour and everything's all done, so the
Mhm.
album will come out and then we'll tour, and then probably later in the year I'll be like, I want to revisit these songs again in a new way.
Mhm.
So I think like there will be visuals and stuff later in the year that are going to come out. That I say they're going to come out like they've been made already. They have not been made yet, but
They will
I
get made.
certainly, yeah, I really love like visual stuff, and I think like I'd love to find the right kind of filmmaker or someone and
Hmm.
work with them and make something really special. But we were like, let's get the record out into the world, let's get the tour on the go, and then we can think about visuals and stuff later on.
Yeah.
Also to see which tracks people like, you know,
Hmm.
because it might not like the singles might not be the ones that like fans and stuff get on board with the
Yeah.
most. So I don't know. I'm gonna see, but yes, there will be. I'm sure, hopefully, some at some point.
Amazing. It's step by step. It sounds like you've got it all coming. Everyone's gonna love music, and I want to see all the stories and music videos. I think it would be amazing. I also listened to Time for Love because that released a while ago, and I saw in one of your videos that you had like a string quartet in the song. So like, how did you go
Yeah.
about making that song and producing it? Like, I think that was so interesting the way you did it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was so again, like all of these songs start out like maybe just me and a piano or
Hmm.
me and a guitar. And Time for Love, I'd gigged that for a little while and people really like enjoyed it and I was like, okay, cool, this is gonna get on the record. But Marty Haley, who's produced the album,
Yeah.
um, we kind of went in to the studio. Honestly, the first time we met, we went and we were just doing a demo of a track and
Hmm.
we basically finished it in a day. And we were like, well, this is amazing. We need to just keep working together. And he was like, you want to do an album? Let's do an album. I was like, let's do it. So like our relationship in the studio was very much like, let's just let the songs go where they want to go.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, it just felt like it needed to be that kind of like a bit like bombastic, a little bit
Hmm.
like, I don't know, like vibey and like old school, like taking the influence from like those old like 70s kind of like jazz pop records where it's
Hmm.
like very vibey and very like they always had like the strings, they always had the orchestration on them all, should I say. And so yeah, we just let the song go where it wanted to go. Right across the whole album, to be honest. Like that's why there's like a piano-y folky song on there and there's
Yeah.
like big like band songs on it and then there's like Breathe You In with a romantic movie soundtrack and then something like Time for Love, which is kind of like not like disco vibes, but like I don't
Hmm.
know. It feels like it needs to be like I don't know in a like club somewhere, and like yeah, kind of cool
No.
smoky atmosphere, you know?
No, I completely agree. Like, I think when you hear that song, that's kind of what you envision. And like all the songs in your album, they all take different directions. And I think it's such a versatile album that anyone would love listening to it.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, do you know, I love so much, so many different types of music, and so I think again that was like an important part of it was like I want to make sure that um all of my influences in music and writing and melody and
Hmm.
everything all showed up in my album. And it was like, because it was, and we, because I took my time, you know, like it was
Yeah,
2019, I won Radio Scotland Singer-Songwriter of the Year, which was crazy.
nice.
And one of the judges was Fran Healy from Travis.
Hmm.
And so he was chatting to me afterwards and was like, you know, like, because it was a cool, it was a big, like, big moment. It was a big change for me as an artist to get kind of, like, not like evidence that I was all right at doing it, but like some sort of accolade that was like,
Yeah.
oh, you should really be pursuing this properly, kind of thing. And but then so he was like, take your time. Like, don't rush into it. Like, it doesn't need to be anything specific. Like, take your time with this album. Like, or take the time doing an album. And
Hmm.
so I did, and I went away and I continued writing and working with all these different people and doing like collaborative stuff like Black Lilies and PJ Moore from Blue Nile and like done all these really cool little like side quests as a
Hmm.
solo musician. And then yeah, I kind of got back to the point where it was like ready to have all of these songs, yeah, be part of one collection. Does that make sense? Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you've come to like one end of your journey, but this is just starting a new one. And like,
totally.
yeah. I saw you say on TikTok that Mr. Bang is going to be the song of the summer. Actually, I agree. I've heard it, and I was like, "Hey, get me to a festival. I think this is going to be amazing." Will you?
Right?
Yeah. Will you be playing any festivals this summer?
So there's a couple of things lined up. So far, I've mainly been touring just like solo.
Yep.
So this year is even all of the tour dates and stuff are all like just me and a guitar and just kind of
Hmm.
hanging out. Very wholesome, very intimate, very like let's hang out. Like there's literally like
Yeah.
house concerts and stuff. So yeah.
Hmm.
So and then so the hope is, but then of course we went into the studio to record this album, and
Yep.
the way that we did it was like me playing keys and guitar, Marty playing bass and electric guitar, and then Matt Arnott came in and played drums, and we kind of played all the songs as a trio, just like as a band, and
Hmm.
then built them out from that. And then, of course, immediately I was like, well, now I need to tour with a band. So there will
Duh.
definitely be band touring at some point,
Hmm.
probably later in the year. This first chunk of shows in May is going to just be me. But yeah, festival bookers, hit me up. We've got a band ready. We're good to
Absolutely.
go. Yeah, so I'm excited for people to hear it because I feel like it is like Mr. Bang is such a
Hmm.
festival, feel good, like jump around in the sun. I'm like I can see all the TikToks already of like people just having
Absolutely.
so much fun in the sunshine and like yeah. So and tag me in those. Anybody that makes them,
Absolutely.
make sure you tag me
Absolutely.
in those things.
No, I will definitely be listening to that all summer. You've made me want it to be like sunny already. And like, yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
But yeah. So your album releases Friday, and then the day after, I believe you're playing Edinburgh, and it's a sold out show.
Yeah, sold out show. So it's actually in like so I used to manage a little coffee shop locally, and that was
Hmm.
where I kind of had enough time again. So my husband's like American, and when we first
Hmm.
met, he's an actor and I'm a musician, and when we first met, we were like, let's lean into the things that we love, and
Yep.
so he leaned into doing more acting stuff, and I leaned into doing more music stuff, and it was at the cafe that I like slowly like went from like full time to like part time to like
Hmm.
I'm sorry I can't come in this week because we've got cool shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And so without that kind of room, I don't know if I would have had like the brain space or the capacity to like pursue music properly. And so I was like,
Hmm.
this would be the perfect place to have the album launch show. And yeah, and then like immediately sold out. I was like, this is exciting. So yeah, starting off in Edinburgh and then I'm up to Tain and then Middlesbrough and then Liverpool. Glasgow, sorry, is in there as well,
Hmm.
playing King
Yeah,
Tut's
yeah.
on the second, which would be really cool. And then down to like London-esque Leeds. We're
Hmm.
playing Piano Smithfield in London on the 28th, and then Leeds on the 29th. So I'm like literally all over the place. But like the best place to see like all the dates and stuff is probably my website. So
Hmm.
it's mikemackenzieonline.com. And then that's got like all of the places I'll be playing. But if people have like a cute little garden or like a little like barn that they want to have a little gig in, then give me a shout because I'm totally up for
Absolutely.
doing a bunch of house concerts and stuff. So yeah, but the website's probably best to keep in touch and yeah, socials and stuff as well, all the usual places.
Amazing. Well, you sound like you're going everywhere in the next month and having a great time, especially in your
Yeah,
little camper van. I think you've got to get some videos of that and just like singing
for
all the way
sure.
there.
The day in the life content is on its way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, your tour sounds like so much fun. What do you want your fans to get out of the tour? Do you just want people to have a good time, sing along, learn your songs? You've just
Yeah,
got to
I
be
think
so
that's
excited.
it. It's like wholesome good times. Like that's
Hmm.
the plan. And like
Hmm.
I love playing these kind of shows because it's like I don't know, like a gig is not the artist. A gig is everyone in the room. Like
Yeah.
from the organizers to like the bar staff to like everyone that bought a ticket. Like that's what creates that atmosphere and
Hmm.
that like energy. And so like what I really want is people to be like, you know, ready for that and like just like that warm fuzzy feeling. Like that's what I
Yeah.
want to people to have at the shows. And like a little vibey, maybe a little two stepping at the back, maybe.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, that's kind of what to expect, I think.
Oh, that's amazing. It sounds like you're gonna have so much fun. And I can't wait for everyone else to hear the album. So I've just got one more song left. Song? No, you've got all the songs coming up. I've got one more question left, which is just so um you've had a career as a songwriter for a while now, and now this is your big break. So if you could tell your younger self something, like what would it be, just to like keep you going?
I think that would be just do you. Just do
Hmm.
you. Like I think like as soon as I realized that the songs that were going to connect most with people were the ones that I connected to most.
Yeah.
And like the permission to then just do that was
Hmm.
really, 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 really amazing for me as an artist to be like, take the pressure off trying to figure out what people will like and
Yeah.
just really lean into what you love. And like, that's the point, right? Like
Hmm.
the whole point of this is to like, um, to express myself and for other people to then use those songs and use that music to express themselves and sort of share in these experiences and
Hmm.
yeah, so I think like I would have loved to have known that earlier, but then at the same time I don't know, like I like thankfully and luckily and I'm in a good spot and like feeling good about life and it feels like the music stuff is happening and it's
Hmm.
working and so do you know like I think all of these things are happen for a reason and there's a Scottish saying that's like what's for you won't pass you, and it's
Hmm.
sort of that thing of maybe it's just again ties into the album name, I guess. It's like I'd wait again. I'd wait if it means doing it like this. I'd
Hmm.
wait. I'd wait again, and I'm so so happy with how it's all turned out, and just really excited about what's next. But yeah, yeah, just do you, just do you.
I think that's great advice. You're like you sound so passionate about your music and you've created such a good album that I'd wait to do it again and interview you again and listen to a new album again because I think it's just so so good.
Thank you so much. I really really appreciate
Oh,
it.
no worries. Well, that is all the questions I've got for you today. So good luck with the album release and the tour, and hopefully we'll see you some at festivals this summer.
For sure. Yeah, 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 for sure. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
just turn up with my guitar and be like 20
No,
minutes
I
lot
think you
somewhere.
should. I think you should. I think everyone would come and gather around you and start singing.
Thank you.
No worries.